Hey friends, it's Judy Klock here, your Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator in Middletown, Virginia, coming to you today for a lesson, for a live demo, not a lesson, I guess it's a lesson, with a sneak peek of the Cutest Cows bundle. This is one of the new stamp sets, one of the new bundles that will be coming out in the January to April 2024 mini catalog that will be available for purchase on January 4th. So that is Wednesday. So just under a week. As soon as I saw this, I just knew I had to have it. It's the cutest little bundle. It's got these adorable cow stamps, little rooster chicken, a little chick, some pretty flowers, some fun sentiments, and a cow builder punch that you can build your cows wherever you want them. So I did two cards, as I usually do. Let me put these out of our way. I did one that was sort of a little bit more simple, but we're going to do a lot of coloring techniques with our blending brushes. But this is all just straight cuts and a couple of punches and some coloring. So we're going to do that one. And then I did one that was a little bit more stepped up because we added the use of a die cut to kind of create that hill where these cows are standing. So this one is just a bit more because you're going to need to use your Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for this one. But these, look like dairy cows. I tried to make a Hereford cow, the brown cows with the white faces. I don't know, he's cute. I don't know if he really looks like a Hereford cattle, but oh well, we can try, right? Maybe a little bit more color, maybe add some hooves and a little more color to his tail, and he'll be good. But anyway, I'm going to have fun playing with this, and I'm going to be featuring this set in my March 2024 workshop. So stay tuned for that. For January, I'm doing Hello Ladybugs. I wasn't sure that everybody would have time to order new items for the January workshop. So we're going to do Hello Ladybug. That registration closes on New Year's Day. So there's still time. If you want to register, go to my Stampin' with Crafty Clock Facebook page under events. And there's a button to register either for the virtual event or for the in-person event. And that is the third weekend in January. So Friday, January 19th for the virtual event, or Saturday, January 20th for the in-person. So make this card. We're going to start off with a piece of real red. It's 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4. Got my little bone folder from my Stampin' in the Smokies event. So fun. And then we're going to add a piece of basic black to the front of it that is 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to layer on top of that a piece of basic white that we're going to color. That is 3 3/4 by 5. And of course, we've got a piece of basic white for the inside. That is 4 by 5 1/4. So let's get started with some stamping. Now for this, for most of our stamps are going to be done in basic black, the tuxedo black rather. And we're going to add some coloring with our markers. So in here, I'm going to simply stamp a little thanks. Blocks are all sticking together. A little thank you. All right, so this is going to be pretty simple. And then we're going to stamp a hen and her little chick. So I don't know if she's thanking the little chick for being good or if the little chick is thanking the mom for being a good mom. Either way, this is a cute little thank you card, really for any occasion. All right, I'm going to go ahead and color this. Now, there's not a lot to color, so I am just going to use our Stampin' Right markers because there is such a small surface. I'm going to add a little bit of real red to the comb on top of our hen. I'm going to use a little tiny bit of crushed curry for her beak because, again, it's a little tiny amount to color in. And then for the chick, we're going to use our Daffodil Delight to make our little chick bright yellow. And then we're just going to color the bottom portion of our hen with our Daffodil Delight. So again, not a lot to color on here. Let's put this aside for now because we're going to have to assemble our card later. But now for the front, I wanted to add some color because sometimes the basic white can just look really stark and just very, not very warm or embracing. So I wanted to add a bit of color. So I'm going to take a blending brush. And again, no special skill is needed for this. You just got to ink up your brush. Now I'm going to start off my paper because I really just want a very light bit of balmy blue on my card. So I'm just going to, I just kind of want to tone down that really white, balmy blue. I mean, that really white, basic white. All right, so we're just going to add just a little bit of the blue there to just kind of give it a teeniest bit of color. And you can add as much or as little as you want. I think I'm good now. So I am going to close this up. And then I'm going to come in with our garden green. And again, I'm going to do the same thing along the bottom, but I'm also going to stamp. So I am going to use a little bit of this. Again, I'm going to kind of start off my paper and get a lot of that ink off because I just want a little tiny bit of garden green. I just want to kind of merge it with the blue. So kind of where the land and the sky kind of meet on the horizon. And then there is this little stamp. It's a little grass stamp. And we're just going to stamp this just kind of across our card, maybe 2 or 3 rows. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be exact. It's grass. Grass grows kind of crazily and, you know, big clumps, little clumps. Some spots are thin, some spots are really full. It just depends upon how much grass you want. Again, we want to make it look like our cow is standing out in a pasture. So I'm just going to come here. And you see how that little bit of adding that little touch of green to the bottom of this just makes it seem just really, just makes it pop just a little bit more. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for our grass. We're going to close up our ink pad. And I think I just stuck my finger in that ink pad. So let me grab a baby wipe. I don't know about you, but I keep baby wipes handy. And here's a little trick I learned that maybe it can help you. If sometimes your wipes don't come out one at a time, put a rubber band around each end and that will force them to come out one at a time. So it just kind of helps keep the chaos to a minimum because there is a lot of chaos in my studio right now. All right, now I want to stamp those gorgeous sunflowers. And again, I'm going to ink them up in our tuxedo black. Okay, but I am not going to want to stamp this full strength. So I'm going to stamp off and then I'm going to stamp my sunflowers. All right, so I don't want it to be quite so dark. So now let's go ahead and color in our images. And again, I'm just using my Stampin' Right markers. I didn't really feel like using blends today. I don't know why. I just wanted to play with these because they're good for more than just coloring our red rubber cling stamps. You know, if you want to get a multicolor stamp, you color on your red rubber cling stamps with your Stampin' Right markers and you can get multicolored images with using your Stampin' Right markers. So that's what I just love, how everything really just kind of coordinates with Stampin' Up. You know, I can use, and I've used, really stuck with the garden green for both the blending brush, the grass, and the leaves. And you can see, even though it's garden green, depending upon how much ink you apply and how hard you press things, you can really get different shades. So you can see here that I'm getting a much darker green on the leaves than I got when I used my blending brush or my stamp. Mostly because my stamp pad needs to be re-inked, and hopefully I'll get to that this weekend. It's one of those things where you know you need to do it, but it's just kind of a pain. So you wait until you're like, yeah, I've got no more ink left on this pad. I've got to re-ink. All right, now I'm going to come in here with a little crumb cake for our cornflower centers. I had tried a couple of different combos and they just seemed too dark. The crumb cake seems to be the best. And then we're going to come in with a little pecan pie to make that center just a little bit darker. And that really does seem to look the best in my opinion. But you know, again, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So it's whatever you like, because when you make them, they're your cards and you get to have complete creative control. So what do you think so far? Are you liking this? I love sunflowers. Didn't like them so much when I was younger, but as I grew older, I really loved them. There's just such a simple beauty to these giants. You know, they just really make you smile. And make me happy. We could all use a little happy right now. I hope everybody had a great Christmas, a great holiday. Got to spend it with the people you care most about. We had a nice, relaxing day visiting our kids and we went to them this year. I'm like, why not? It's because it's chaotic. We have 6 dogs, and when they come, my daughter brings her dog with her, and it's chaos. So we decided to limit the chaos and leave our crew at home and just go visit them. So we only had to deal with 1 dog. Okay, that is all we're going to stamp for right now. I mean, all we're going to do now. We need to stamp our cow and punch out our cow. So again, I'm going to bring in our memento, and I'm going to stamp the cow body. Now, when you stamp this, there are 2 bodies, 2 cow bodies, one with the tail going off to the left and one with the tail going off to the right. To punch it out, you want to stamp the one with the tail on the left because that will match the punch. If you stamp it with the tail on the right, it's not going to match the punch. So that would be a little problematic. Okay, we've got that. You know what? I stamped that too close to the edge. I'm going to have to re-stamp that. But let's punch out our cow body first. All right. And we're going to get a whole bunch of other pieces that we don't need right this minute, but I will explain all those other pieces in a minute because we're going to use all the pieces for our second card. Let me just go ahead and stamp another cow head, a little bit higher up this time. All right, let's go ahead and cut that out. Now remember, when you use our punches, you want to use them upside down so that you can see that you're punching out your stamped image. Let me put that over there for now. All right, let's do a little bit of coloring on our cow. All right, let me move that. Let's color in this little like hair piece over here, this little tuft of hair on his forehead. And we're going to color his tail. And then we're going to color his hooves. And of course, we're going to color in his spots. Okay. What do you think? Do you like coloring? Let me know. Say, yes, I love to color. No, I don't love to color. I do like to color. I find it somewhat relaxing. I do not like to fussy cut. So who likes to fussy cut and who likes to color? Let me know which you prefer. One, both, neither. Just going to get some of this white space taken care of. Okay, now let's go ahead and make him into a boy cow. So for that, we are going to come here and we are going to stamp what looks like 2 little horns. They're probably not really horns, but that's what I'm calling them. So I am going to come here and I am going to stamp 2 little horns. See that? They do kind of look like devil horns, don't they? And now here, this is the piece, this one here is what we're going to use to punch those out. Now, let me trim this just a bit so I can get it in there to punch out. Okay. So I probably should have done it the other side. Let me flip it over so I can actually hold it. And you'll notice I have some printing on here. I saved my scraps. This is from another project. It was from a project we did on my Cricut. We were making stickers for my daughter, and I saved this piece of cardstock because I knew I would have little projects where I could use it. So I've got another cow head here, but we're not going to use that. Let's get rid of that. And now we've just got our little horns. So let's go ahead and finish assembling our card. Oh, one more thing we're going to punch out is we are going to punch out a cloud for our sentiment. And where did I leave my cloud punch? It never fails. Oh, here it is. I'm like, I always try to get everything all ready, and it always seems like I forgot one thing. Let's see. Okay, another piece of scrap paper. Punch it. Okay, now we've got all of our pieces and parts ready to go. So let us start with the inside. Let's bring back our card base. Let's get rid of all this trash. Okay, we're going to add our inside sentiment. Okay. Who needs to send thank you cards after Christmas? I have a couple I need to send out for sure. So we got that. Now I'm going to go ahead. We're going to add that layer of basic black. All right, we've got that. Now let's add our stamped and colored layer of basic white. And I just think that it looks so pretty. Adding that little bit of color with the blending brush, I think just really tones down kind of like the harshness of that white. It just softens it just enough. Now, we're going to stamp our sentiment on here. That's the one thing I forgot to do. I always forget something, but that's okay. Okay, it says the little things you do make such a big difference. So even though it's a cloud punch, we can still use this as sort of our sentiment label. So just don't think that just because something is a shape doesn't mean you can't use it to do double duty, to both add a cloud to our sky and also to host our sentiment for our card. So it's always fun. I can't believe I'm opening up a new package of dimensionals. Oh, this is opened. I just have to put them away. I don't know why I would do that. I need them all the time. I use them all the time. Who else is obsessed with dimensionals? Let me know. Leave a comment if you are obsessed with dimensionals. All right, I'm going to go ahead and add our cloud. Now let's add our little cow together. And for this, I'm going to use glue dots because glue dots seem to work really well. Now you can use liquid glue if you like. I tend to make a mess with liquid glue. So with our horns, I'm actually going to put the glue dot on the front. And the reason for that is, we're going to attach our glue dots behind the head. Okay, so we want our little horns to show. So we've got to put the glue dot on the front of them, on the front of the stamped image. And I'm going to add another glue dot to his head. And this one we're going to add to his body. And you can put it straight on, you can put it at an angle. You could do whatever you want. And one more thing, I forgot one more thing. We want to color in this little like muzzle area where his nose and mouth are. I guess nose and mouth are. We're just going to color that with our petal pink. Okay, let's add some dimensionals to this guy. That's not a dimensional, Judy. That's a glue dot. Anybody else talk to themselves when they're crafting? You know, you need expert advice sometimes, right? So you talk to yourself, the expert. That's a joke, folks. All right, let's go ahead and add our little cow. Isn't this just adorable? Now he needs some additional friends. So we are going to go and we are going to add some of our brushed brass butterflies. And I challenge you to say that 3 times quickly because that for sure is a tongue twister. But let's go here. Let me grab my take your pick tool. All right, we're going to add, let's go 1, 2, and how about one more little one? Oh, 1, 2, 3. And that is our first card. So cute, right? I love it. All right, let's, excuse me, work on our second card. Now for this one, we're going to need, again, we're going to stamp 2 cow heads. That's the only thing that we're really going to stamp are our cow heads because the rest of it, we are going, hold on. Hang on for just 1 second. I don't know what just happened. Okay, I think we're better. For some reason, my laptop decided to also connect to my AirPods, and we were getting that feedback, but is that better? Let's try this. Is that better? Is that better? I don't know. I don't know. I seem to have more difficulties than not. All right, so let's punch out two cows. Okay. Now for that, I just want the bodies. Just getting all over. I do need two clouds. We'll clean up this mess in just a minute. Got that. And let me see if I have one more piece of basic white for a cloud. Okay. Here we go. All right. Let me gather our pieces that we need. So we've got our two cow bodies. Okay, we've got our two stamped heads. Okay, we've got our two clouds. One kind of went sailing all the way over here. Okay. Now I'm going to get rid of these pieces because we don't need them. Okay. Let's move that. Now, I had a piece of basic black here. Okay. Now this we're going to punch out two little tufts of hair, and that is this part of the punch right there. So I'm going to punch out two of those if I can pick this up. I'm trying to make sure this doesn't go flying. There it is. Here's one. Let's go get another one. There's two. And now I thought I had some petal pink, which I do. And for this, we are going to stamp the like kind of that nose and mouth look. So again, we're going to bring this in here. Going to stamp one and two. And now I'm making sure that I'm not stamping them too close together because we want to come back here and we're going to use this portion to kind of punch those out. And again, just kind of upside down. Eyeball where you want it. Okay. No, I need to do it this way. I can do this one first. Okay. Got that. Let's get our second one. You know what? I'm going to have to do this piece because I'm not going to be able to hold that other piece is too short. All right. Let's see if we can get this in there. It's one thing you got to make sure is that you have enough to hold onto when you're punching some of these little pieces. Okay, now one of our cows we're going to make into a boy cow. So again, I need a piece of scrap paper for here, and I'm going to bring back those horns, right? We've got those horns that we did last time. Now we're just going to punch one of these, stamp and punch one of these, because that doesn't look good. Let's try it again. Paper has two sides. There we go. All right. And again, that is this piece over here. We have to get rid of the vast majority of this. Okay. Let's see if we can. I don't think I'm going to be able to put this in. Let's see. Maybe. This is kind of awkward. I'm not really left-handed, but we'll see. There we go. Okay. So now those are all the pieces that we need for our cow. So before we go stamping and doing all that stuff, let's go ahead and color in our cows and put them together. So the first thing that I want to do is I am going to add these little tufts of hair and our like front the snout, the muzzle. Okay, so let's add our glue dots. Again, I'm using glue dots. You can use liquid glue if you desire. I just think mini glue dots are just a lot less messy. So we're just going to add those. And this adds just a little bit of color and dimension to your project. Right? I mean, we color these in on the other part, but on this one we decided to add some punch pieces. Again, just to kind of give it a little bit. That's a technical term there, folks. Okay. I lost my horns. I see. I'm right over my box. Okay. There we go. And we're going to add those horns wherever the blue dot goes in the front. Goes on the side that stamped. Because we're going to add that high head. Just like that. So there we go. Now you'll notice this cow, we have no markings. So I am going to totally freehand these two. So I'm going to start by coloring the tail. Okay, and then I'm going to add kind of a straight line to kind of make hooves. Okay, and then I'm going to freehand some spots. And it doesn't matter what they look like because spots on cows are all regular. So you can have them big, you can have them small, you can have them anything you want. And it's all going to look fine. Just Google cows. Just look at all the different spots. Some of them are like almost black. Some of them are almost white. Some have a lot of spots. Some have like no spots. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of coloring it in. Okay, add those. And that's the thing is that you totally random and different. So it doesn't matter what you do. Okay. That looks good. We're gonna leave those. All right, now let's add our heads to our cows. And again, I'm gonna use our glue dots. One is gonna look left, one is gonna look right. We've got this one's gonna make our boy. This one's gonna be our girl. Horns versus no horns. That's the only way I can tell. And it's great because we live in the country here, and not every morning, but a lot of mornings I wake up to hear the cattle mooing. It's quite fun. All right. So now you'll notice that we've got a piece of our balmy blue, right? And I'm going to do again. I'm going to add some color to this with a blending brush and our stamp pad, but I don't know where to. There it is. It's like I don't know where to put the blending brush. Again, I'm going to start off paper, and then I'm just going to come on, and you'll notice I'm going in like a circular motion. And again, this is just to add just a hint of color. See, and that's almost even too much. I'm going to turn this over. I had a little bit of too much of a blob. Okay. So I don't want quite that much. So I'm just going to add some blue. Okay, I'm just going to go all over this piece of balmy blue. Just to add some color. Now I'm going to spin this around. I don't really want that big blotch of blue to be toward the top of the card. Now I've got here a piece of our garden green, right? Actually, I'm going to leave this out for just one second because while I have blue open, I'm going to do our stamping. We have here our sentiment. We're going to say holy cow. Right? Let's just get all of our stamping done. Holy cow. And then on our inside piece, we're going to stamp it's your special day. And I'm using my Stampin' Pierce mat because these are photo column stamps. So the Stampin' Pierce mat work great to give you that little extra cushion that you need. And then we're going to use our tuxedo black and then going to stamp a milk can. Okay. And let's color that real quick before we bring in our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I've got here our smoky slate, light dark blends, and I'm just going to very quickly color in this milk can. Okay, I'm going to color in the majority of the light color, and we're going to accent those bands with our dark smoky slate. Okay, and again, Stampin' blends, they're good coverage. You don't have to push very hard. They're just a light touch, and you get great color on your card. Right. Color in the handles with the dark. We'll color in those bands with the dark. Okay, and then I kind of like to go over these little lines, kind of add a little drama, a little shadow. Kind of highlight those dots down there. All right. That is it. So now we've gotten most of the pieces of our card together. We're going to take this piece of garden green, and I'm going to use this die from the Grassy Grove stamp set. It's just kind of cut and make it look like hills or dales, or like a valley, where cows might go to graze. So let's bring in our mini cut and emboss. All right, let's bring in. We need the sandwich. Plate number one, clear plate. Our cardstock, our die, our second clear plate. We really wish we had like magnetic one for these. But sometimes, because this is long, I might.
I
thought I had just say. I thought I had some washi tape here. Just gonna kind of put that on there. Put this other one up here at the top. And that just kind of helps hold it. So I'm just going to kind of put that there. And that's just going to help hold my die in place. All right. Run this through. Okay. Out of our way. And now you're good to go. Okay, so there is our grass. But we're going to add to this. Okay, so now I don't like how like tall that one is. I'm just going to kind of trim that off. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of come in here with that. Just kind of trim that. Okay. So I can leave the rest. That one was just a little too much for me. All right. So now we're going to come back with our garden green and our that little grass stamp. And I am just going to fill in this whole thing with grass. Now this is going to take a little bit of time because I'm trying to go as fast as I can. It's only so much I can do. And just it doesn't matter. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just you want to make it like a pasture where the cows would be. Okay, so I'm just kind of going, and I'm going, and I'm just stamping, and some of them are stamping over it. It's fine. It doesn't really matter because again, this is just supposed to be a grassy pasture, and they're never neat and even, and grass is always like all different lengths, and it's thicker in some areas, it's thinner in some areas, and not consistent in some areas. So it just depends. We've got big patches on our front lawn that are nothing but weeds, and I'm like, well, they're green. All right. Let's finish up our card. Okay, this is a long demo for me. I'm usually never this long. But we've been working. All right. So we're gonna go add this inside. And don't forget, I never really show you to like decorate an envelope. But don't forget to decorate your envelope. It just really gives the card a whole finished look. A fun way to do this for the cows would be just color in like a whole bunch of black spots on the back. Just irregular flaps. I mean, irregular spots on the flap. Because it's a cow card. All right. Here we go. Let's add this down here. All right. We're going to add this to our card front. No one's ever going to know that I flipped this over. Now, remember when I punched two clouds? We're going to cut one cloud in half. Okay. And we're going to put one half kind of right here on this edge. Okay. So just like sometimes you see partial clouds or big clouds or little clouds. We're just going to add this to the edge there. So we're just getting like parts of the cloud. All right. And we're going to put that one up there. Okay, we're going to take this one. We're going to put this one on some dimensionals. Grab dimensionals. Maybe one more there. Okay, we're going to put that up there. We're going to take our cows. We're going to put our cows on some dimensionals. And I like to put on the one with the horns. I kind of like to put the dimensional so it kind of covers like where the head attached to the body and where the horns attached to the head. It just adds a little bit more strength. Okay, and we'll put him down here. We've got the other cow. Again, I'm going to put a dimensional kind of where the head and the body join just to help keep it in place. You wouldn't want your cow to lose her head. All right, we're going to add her there. Now we've got our little sentiment. We're going to flag the end. That just means cut it on an angle. I'm going to trim it down just a bit. Don't want it that long. Okay. We're going to add that on dimensionals because I love my dimensionals. Okay, that's going to go right up here in this corner. And again, we're going to finish off with some of our brass butterflies. You know, the cows are in the pasture, so why not have some butterfly friends with them? Okay. Maybe one more. This little bugger doesn't want to come up. And add one there. And that is our second card. So it's really, again pretty easy, pretty simple, but we just added that die cut in there to just kind of step it up to the next level. And we did some freehand coloring. So those are our two cards for tonight. Our cutest cows. I hope you like them. I think they're adorable. I can't wait to share them with you in March. Have a great week, everybody. Happy New Year. I will see you next year. Happy stamping.